Well, my next guest says investors should be bracing for a June gloom, and maybe now's the time to start rotating out of those hot 2023 stocks for good old-fashioned safety. Joining me now, Main Street Asset Management Chief Financial Officer Aaron Gibbs. All right, Aaron, golly, so you sounded more optimistic the last couple of times we saw. What happened in the last couple of weeks?
Well, a lot of it has become from the valuation of these mega caps. And we know, we've been telling this story about how there's two markets, the really high valued tech stocks, that NASDAQ 100, and the rest of the world.
Right.
And because we're not seeing that breadth, I think those stocks that have really been driving that rally, those particularly high valued stocks, are very risky. And so I think there is a possibility of that coming down and therefore bringing the entire market down. So I'm just a little hesitant. I'm, obviously worried about what the Fed's going to do mid-June, where they're going to direct us. And it's just, seasonally just tends to be a tough month for stocks. So I think we've just got a few headwinds against us.
It's interesting. Full disclosure, I had my subscribers take profits on Google today. We made like over 30% in a few weeks, in part because of the volatility of nothing else.
Right.
And so, but with that said, though, you are seeing maybe this is a chance, though, to actually rotate into these small cap names. There's a lot of small cap names out there. Are you looking anywhere specific?
Right now, mainly focused on small cap value. We saw a reversal of the underperformance trend just starting last week. That obviously has a lot to do with the hopes that the Fed will pause, therefore making small caps where their growths are further out in the future more attractive. But because the spread has become so extreme, and we're looking at, 20, we haven't seen these kinds of underperformance in 20 years or so on. I think looking at some of the value stocks, if there's a downturn, there's less risk on the downside, but there's a lot of potential on the upside as soon as we see a turn in the interest rate forecast. So
we've got the XLF on the board, financials. It's obviously become range bound, off the bottom of the range, not at the top yet. You like financials, you're sifting around in there for some opportunities.
Yeah, I think some of the diversified, so I'm still not ready to jump into the regionals just yet, but some of the larger diversified, like Goldman, Morgan Stanley.
You got to have nerve to jump into any regional right now.
Yeah, exactly. So, but I think because those larger banks that actually will most likely profit from some of the cash flows going into them are, pretty much hitting their bottom of their trading range. Again, it's a trading type of scenario. We're not looking for massive growth out of them, but I think there are a couple good buys where they're really at their support levels, like Goldman and Morgan Stanley, that could be a not short-term opportunity.
So, at any given moment, we've got a CPI number coming. I think that comes before the meeting.
Right at the morning of the first day of the meeting.
Okay, right, and then after that, the PCE. At any given moment, though, if we get some sort of, it feels like to me we need just one bad PCI, a CPI number, one number on the jobs report where there's a big down, not the birth rate trickery that they're doing, that people are seeing through, to really solidify that the Fed's out of the way. When you believe the Fed's out of the way, will you become more aggressive?
Yes, and I think that's what we're really looking for is, not so much focused on recession risk, but really about interest rate risk and whether that inflation is finally coming down. And it is going to be, that June 13th and 14th are going to be such volatile days. So, for your day traders, that might be an opportunity. But we've got the CPI report on the 13th and then the Fed release on the 14th. So 13th, 14th. So it's going to be an interesting mid-June.
Right.
And then probably some calm for the second half of the month.
All right, so buckle up, boys and girls. Don't take the middle of the week off.
That's right.
All right. Great stuff, Aaron. Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.